Hi guys, I've
come in here on a bank holiday Monday to do a video on something that I feel very passionate about, the history of the sinking of the Bismarck. I'm not complaining about being at work on bank holiday. It's so lovely to be here without the phones ringing and immersing myself and looking at all our gorgeous stuff, my favourite things. This isn't going to be a history lesson, this is going to be a very quick video to highlight the anniversary of this famous battle and also show off some of the items from old stock and some of the items from this new collection that we're proud to release soon. And to get out some things that are related to sinking the Bismarck. So on Friday you might have seen our post that was commemorating the anniversary of the sinking of the Hood. HMS Hood was the pride of our Royal Navy, a national pride, a symbol of national pride, our most fearsome battle cruiser. And she came up against the formidable Bismarck, who sank the Hood in just 3 minutes, with the tragic loss of over 1,400 men. You can imagine what that did to national pride, and it, to be honest, it scared the living daylights out of the Allied forces and Britain in particular, because Bismarck was, not only did she sink our best battleship so quickly, but she was sinking everything in her path, from merchant shipping and all the Royal Navy ships that she was coming up against. So that's why when the Hood sank, Churchill famously announced that it was at any cost sink the Bismarck. And so, yes, on this day, the 27th of May, 83 years ago, we were chasing the Bismarck. There's some pieces here that were involved in the hunt and the chase and the pestering of and the spotting of the Bismarck. And there was a couple of phases of the battle. The first phase being torpedo bombers being launched from HMS Ark Royal. And to be honest, we weren't getting most attempts to damage her with our torpedoes were futile, because the Bismarck was famously, along with a lot of other Germany's battle cruisers, just had the most incredible armor plating. But we got really lucky. A singular torpedo dropped from one of our aircraft, hit the Bismarck's rudder and jammed her steering gear, and which meant she could only go in circles. She was a sitting duck. So after several hours of chasing and pestering her with a lot of the fleet of the Atlantic at the time, our main battleships at the time, King George V, HMS Rodney, the Dorsetshire, to mention just a few, closed in on her, and over the course of about 100 minutes fired everything they had at the Bismarck. And in the end, I think it was 2 torpedoes from the Dorsetshire finally finished her off, again with an incredible tragic loss of life of even more than the Hoods. I think around 2,000 men perished. So it's not so much a celebration, it's just a real it's an infamous anniversary. Those of you that know probably much more than I do about our Royal Naval history won't need any more than that. They know it already, and there is some fantastic literature. Even the film, Sink the Bismarck's a good film. But for those of you that aren't aware of this incredible turning point in the war, I think, had we not sank the Bismarck, I think it was another one of those occasions where we might be speaking German had it not been for that particular battle. So anyway, let me show you some things. There's some very special things here. I'm going to pick up the camera. This is a very low key video. I'm gonna pick up the camera, show you some things very quickly. Those of you have already spotted the star of the show, really. So I'll start with these gorgeous tread plates. There's a tread plate at the top of each gangway of the ship. So there's one on the port and the starboard. HMS Norfolk is the best one here and the best one of the collection that is coming out soon. She's one of the 4 ships that I mentioned earlier in terms of bombarding and sinking the Bismarck. HMS London's tread plate, you can see it's red because that was from the port side. Cossack, London, Tata, Eskimo's name board, Antelope's tread plate, all involved in the chase and the hunt for the Bismarck. As with a lot of these badges and tompions that are on the table, there's some gorgeous gun tompions from ships like the Edinburgh, Suffolk, Galathea, Ramillies, and not to mention like Ramillies' main armament 15-inch gun tompion there. That's a hell of a piece. HMS Neptune, heavily involved, beautiful World War II career. Birmingham, Eskimos tompion there. And the best tompion on the table is the 6-inch tompion of King George V there, one of these big 4. The main ship though, and the star of the show in terms of this collection, and something that will something that we'll pull out and give an individual piece on soon, is the HMS Rodney Bell. I have mixed feelings about the selling of this bell. I'm slightly concerned, as much as fantastic it is to be in a position to sell it. Firstly, there's some family history involved. There's a great story behind it, which I'll tell you another time. But there is a chance that this bell will be going into private hands when I'm sure I'm not alone when I say that it should be going to the museum. As well as this piece, which when I shuffle off this mortal coil, I will donate this incredibly important naval message to the museum. It's a naval message from the Dorsetshire, one of the big 4, the ship that sank the Bismarck with her torpedoes at the end of the battle. And the message reads, "I torpedoed Bismarck both sides before she sank. She had ceased firing, but her colours were still flying." And that's a naval message from the Dorsetshire, dated on this day, 27th of May, 1941. So keep tuned in if you want to know more about this incredible collection that we're very, very proud to present. And sign into our newsletters for news, keep your eye on our social media, and like and subscribe, etc. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed doing it. It's been lovely to get all these pieces out. And enjoy the rest of your bank holiday. Keep an eye on this space. Cheers.